impeachment trial last year.
All right, folks, we're live. We're setting up. We're going to be going on the air on the Hill Country Patriot here in about 7 minutes. Angela Smith, Matt Long, good morning, guys. I know we have lighting things going on, but that's all right. Hey, we're in the bunker.
South Africa also will be added to the list because of concerns about a variant of the virus that has spread beyond that nation. During a round of TV interviews, top U.S. infectious disease expert Dr. Anthony Fauci called the president's decision prudent. Greg Clugston, the White House.
Former Trump White House Press Secretary Sarah Sanders running for governor of Arkansas.
As governor, I will defend your right to be free of socialism and tyranny, your Second Amendment right to keep your family safe, and your freedom of speech and religious liberty.
Sanders making her announcement in a video posted on Twitter. On Wall Street,
who was that?
Sarah Sanders.
Right now, the Dow
Governor
of
of
174
Arkansas.
points, on the NASDAQ 165 points higher.
No, that was
and the
Sarah
S&P up 10
Huckabee
points.
Sanders,
More on
wasn't
these
it?
Well,
stocks.
there's,
Townhall.com.
Huckabee Sanders. Yeah, Sarah Sanders.
In 1901, a woman by
Is
the
she
name of
governor
Annie
for
Taylor
real?
climbed
No, she's
into the
running.
back
Oh,
She
she's
ran
running.
right back
Oh.
over Niagara Falls, the first person to do so. The reason for her crazy endeavor? She was struggling to make ends meet, and she was hoping for fame and financial security. It's Ryan from United States Mortgage, a faith and family mortgage team that tries to improve your financial outlook without having to ship you over a 170-foot waterfall. Our mortgage team happens to be an arm of a bigger company who is a direct lender, which means our company gets to use its own money and make its own decisions within its own walls. There's no middleman. This advantage often allows us to get you a better rate, which can save you monthly and lifelong money through a refinance.
So how was your weekend, Bob? Did you watch any football?
Yeah, actually, I did.
For life.
Kind of fun.
First time I've watched two football games in probably 3 or 4 years easily.
Consumer access to corporate item number 1335 bracket on number 65233 equal housing lender license in Alaska, Hawaii, Georgia, Massachusetts.
I was ambivalent about the Tampa Bay game, but I really wanted Buffalo to win. I thought that would have been kind of good.
That was, yeah, I was
I'd like to watch them lose their 5th Super Bowl.
Russians were arrested during nationwide
The
protests.
spokesperson for Russian President Vladimir
Oh, no, I
Putin
didn't want
said
Buffalo to win.
statements
I
on
wanted,
Twitter from the US
Green Bay to
embassy
win.
encouraged Russians to break the law.
I wanted to beat Brady.
I was ambivalent
Anybody
about
but
that.
Brady. Cheating scumbag Brady.
Russia calling for the release of jailed opposition leader Alexei Navalny.
And Giselle.
Thousands were arrested.
That's what it really is. You're just jealous of the Giselle thing. Okay.
Oh, yeah, are you kidding?
Freedom of expression. Steps being taken by Russian authorities are suppressing those rights. The embassy also tweeted a State Department statement calling for
I
Navalny's
think we can do
release. Karen
chats
Tamas.
if you're
A closely watched German business
watching
survey
on,
finds that German business
YouTube.
confidence has fallen
Somebody let
by
us know.
this
Well, we got
month.
0 viewers
Businesses
right
grapple
now,
with
so
coronavirus
that's
restrictions
easy.
and an uncertain
Nobody can let you know.
economic
Nobody to let me know.
News and analysis at townhall.com.
I know my wife is in a meeting this morning, so she
The
won't
Air
be
Force and
watching.
Space Force relax their hair guidelines for women, but not
I'll
for men.
text my
New grooming
mom.
regulations will allow females to grow their hair longer and wear a single ponytail, 2 braids, or even bangs that touch the eyebrow. The change comes after senior officials say women were complaining wearing tight buns caused migraines and hair loss. But there's no change for the long-standing requirement that bans beards for men except for religious or medical reasons, and a mustache still cannot extend beyond the corners of the mouth. Rhonda Rockster reporting.
President Biden plans to sign an executive order aiming to boost government purchases from U.S. manufacturers. The order would modify existing rules for the Buy American program, making it harder for contractors to qualify for a waiver and sell foreign-made goods to federal agencies. Watching Wall Street, the Dow down 134 points. More on these stories, townhall.com.
Dependability is worth the call, always. The Bosworth Company has defined dependability for over 15 years. Experienced technicians, quality products, and timely service make the Bosworth Company one of the most dependable around for your plumbing, heating, and air conditioning services. Did you know that the Bosworth Company also offers financing? Not only do we finance new equipment, but the Bosworth Company also offers financing for general repairs. That's right. If you have a repair you would like to finance, just go to bosworthkerrville.com.
Yeah, it looks like I need
and
to
apply for
change
financing
the
right on our
font
website.
color
It's
of
simple,
that.
easy, and perfect for that unexpected
But I couldn't-
repair.
I
Clean
couldn't-
water treatment service.
I couldn't get that
upgrading
changed to
tank
save
with
my
water
life.
heater, or or a new
Oh.
air conditioning
You'd think that would be
system.
real easy.
The
Yeah, you would.
Bosworth
I did
Company
that
makes
in
it
in
because you
Photoshop.
are worth it.
Right.
For all
Because
your
you have to
plumbing,
create
heating, and air
a
conditioning services,
image with a
trust the
transparent
Bosworth
background.
Company. The Bosworth
Oh.
So this is
Yes.
actually, right?
Right.
This is actually an entire layer, but it has a transparent background.
Yes.
And so when I started typing into there, I spent 30 minutes trying to decide, you know, let me, all right, we are on. And I still couldn't get it figured out, so that's the best.
To your exact specs. You can find Mission Golf Cards on Facebook, Instagram, and on their website.
So unless they're on the computer, if they're watching it on TV, I don't know if it
30 seconds.
goes up there. Oh man, I didn't hit my 30-second button. Let's see if I can find it.
Good morning. As a cold
Oh,
front pushes
missed
through
my
the region,
30-second
cloud cover will
button.
gradually move
Oh
out.
well.
A clearing sky with sunshine this afternoon in the Hill Country. Our high in the mid to upper 60s in Kerrville and Harper. A clear sky tonight. Our low in the low to mid 40s. And then for Tuesday, sunny and a bit warmer with a high 70. Cooler Wednesday and 58. I'm meteorologist Ann Holiday. The Hill Country Patriot.
He's a native Texan, president of the Fredericksburg Tea Party, a student of Ben Franklin and John Locke, and he's a Christian conservative political activist. He's a true believer in the principles that this country was founded upon, and comes to you every day to guide, advise, and lead you to become involved in the greatest political experiment in the history of our planet, self-governance. He's Matt Long, and this is the Matt Long Show.
Good morning, folks. So happy to be here with you. And by the way, it's Monday. Hope you had a good weekend, but also it's Monday. And every Monday, Angela Smith joins me in the studio. There's Angela.
Good morning.
And she is Angela's the founder of the Fredericksburg Tea Party and my cohort in leadership in the Fredericksburg Tea Party. And one of the commitments she made to me was to come in every Monday, when possible, to be on the show and talk about what's happening in our circle.
That's right, Matt. I'm so excited to be here because there is so much going on.
Oh yeah, there is. Listen, we're starting our Tuesdays in Austin. We're going to talk about a couple of things. By the way, if you're watching on YouTube, yes, I know our lighting is weird, but you got to remember this is a radio studio. And usually you don't have to worry about lighting in radio. So
That's right.
Anyway, bear with it, and we're learning more and more. I added another layer to our streaming there. You can see it at the top right above my head or over my head. It says fredericksburgteaparty.org. That's our website. You need to go there, check it out. Sign up for our newsletter. We send out a weekly newsletter every Monday. And we try not to clog your mailbox, but Monday's newsletter is very, very important. And then if you get something on later in the week, then, you need to open that one too. That means it's really important because we really stand by the once a week unless we really have to have your attention on something. Now, going into this next legislative session, which started officially 2 weeks ago, but I was kind of have a start over, a redo tomorrow. That's what we're going to be talking about today, and probably for quite a few of the next Mondays, we're going to be talking about what's happening at the Capitol on Tuesday. So today, we're going to give you some real basic logistics of going to the Capitol, and we're excited about that. We're also later in the show going to talk about our focus groups and how they're participating and what they are up to. So, by the way, if you're watching on YouTube, please subscribe. We need 1,000 subscriptions on YouTube. Now, why do we need 1,000 subscriptions? Well, we need that number because we are very used to, and for quite some time, Angela and I would take our smart devices out and we would shoot live videos on the spot, sometimes in the backyard, sometimes on the steps of the Capitol.
Exactly. Anywhere that we might be that we just we needed to do a shout out, right?
Right.
So at the Capitol, we really kind of started there.
Right.
We came up with this idea that if we're going up there on Tuesdays, once we walk out of that building, while everything is fresh on our mind and we're excited about what we've seen or what we've been working on, we want to talk about it right then.
Right.
And so we did, and it's been very powerful.
Yeah, very powerful tool. Well, you know where that was. We got kicked off of Facebook. And so our ability to do live videos just completely went away. And so we can do live videos like we're doing now on YouTube, but you have to have all this fancy schmancy. See here, I'll show you. You have to have all this fancy equipment, and I guess I can't show you the camera because the camera is the camera. Boy, that's brilliant, isn't it? So we have to have all of this stuff up here. Yeah, Bob, this is radio, not TV. So we have to have all this fancy stuff here in order to go live on YouTube or any other place. And now YouTube will not let us go live with a handheld device until we have 1,000 subscribers.
Right.
So that is why we're asking you to subscribe, because we need that. We need to be able to do that real easily. And so we're about a third of the way there. So if everybody who's subscribed could get 2 of their cousins to subscribe, then we would be there. That's a pretty simple formula.
It's very simple.
That's right.
Yeah, everybody that's watching, get a friend and another friend.
That's right.
Like a cousin.
Yep.
And we'd be there.
And so, and here's the deal: they don't even have to like us or like the channel or ever even watch it.
That's
we would prefer if they did, but we get to 1,000 however we want to and however we can, and that would certainly help us.
Right.
So anyway, the agenda for today. Why are we here? I'm here because I want to get you involved in self-governance, and I want you to get involved in self-governance in a conservative manner, in a manner that gives us as much liberty as possible. And so here is today's going to be the primer on going to the Capitol. All right, so Mom says we're looking good on YouTube, so there you go. I'm still learning how to do these layers, and that layer right up there, see, I can't get the font color to change. But during the session, here I'll put my finger there so you can see the numbers. See, during the session, 66599, that is our text alert number. And during the session, when we need instant action, when we need you to call your representative or call your senator, and not like next Tuesday, but we need you to call them right now. Very often it'll be they're getting ready to go vote on something.
That's correct.
Or they're getting ready to go sit in a committee meeting.
Exactly.
And so what we need is that phone to start ringing. And so what we'll do, rather than wait for an email, we will send you a text alert. Have we ever abused that?
Not to my knowledge, Matt.
No. We have not abused that, and we're not planning on it. Now, it will light up during the session. And so the way you do that, for those of you who are new to this whole texting alert thing, it's just like sending a text to your grandchild. Now, you've figured out how to do that, right? So here's what you do. The number you're going to call is strange. See, it's not all of the 830, 512, blah, blah, blah. It's weird. And I get it. It is weird. It's only 4 digits. There we go. It's only 4 digits, or 5, 66599. So that's the number you're going to send a text to, 66599. Well, what are you going to send to it? FTP. FTP. See, I'm putting my finger up there so it'll be more contrasty. FTP.
That goes in the message bar.
That's in the message bar.
Yes.
And the number you're going to send that to is 66599. And then once you do that, you will receive text alerts when we send it. And at the bottom of each and every text alert is very simple instructions on how to get out of your text alerts.
Yes, we do not want anyone to feel like we're sending them something they don't want on their phone. But we have, in fact, someone emailed me the other day and said, I haven't gotten anything yet. And I said, Well, we
Good.
haven't said anything lately, so anyway, we definitely want people to get into it, see how they like it, experience it, and then if you're like, well, I really don't want to do that anymore, opt out.
Right, absolutely. Yeah, opt out. And you can do that the same on our newsletters and anything. In fact, I hate to say it, but that's the government who has set all of that up. And so you can opt out of our text messages, but we'd love to get you signed up. I know, I got to say this, we're back, we need to take a break. I need to say this. But during the election cycle, building up to November, people got so many texts, unwanted texts. Did you get a lot of them? They were coming from everywhere.
Yes.
In fact, I was populating my blocked caller. Every time I got one, I finally figured out, just put them in the blocked caller. Well, they were constantly changing numbers. And then when I did send a text to a friend of mine during that situation, and he never responded,
right.
I said, "What, dude, why didn't you respond to my text? It was important." He goes, "I'm not even looking at my text messages anymore." All right, so listen, so we're no longer in that cycle. You're no longer getting those texts, and any unwanted you wants, if they don't have an opt-out, then just put them in your blocked caller list. It's pretty easy, even though they change numbers. So listen, we need to take a short break, and then we're going to come back and talk about practical steps at the Capitol, because Angela and I are going. We're going tomorrow. We're going tomorrow. Let's see. I'm going to pick a random Poor Richard, and here it is. You know, you'd think I'd had since Friday morning to pick out a Ben Franklin, but here they go. Eat to please thyself, but dress to please others. I don't know if I completely agree with Ben on
We've
that.
had that conversation before.
Have we? Yeah, I kind of like to dress to please myself, but my wife helps me out with that. Y'all stay tuned. We'll be right back. All right, Doris, I'm going to answer your question if you're watching. Doris, are you watching on your smart TV or on your computer? In both cases, when you log out or when you find our channel, then you should be able to, there will be a subscribe button. Hope that helps.
Yeah, it should just be, I don't know, it should just be right there. You should see a subscribe button and you just click on it.
Yeah, look for the subscribe button, Doris.
There's a reason why we say Kinetico is the last water softener you'll ever own. Call us at 656 Pure. I'll even let you try Kinetico water.
And thanks for watching on YouTube.
That's right.
My mom likes it because it's right there on the big screen and on her TV. And hi, Mom, good morning. And
I'm looking on my phone, Matt. Mine says subscribe. There's a little bell icon.
That's your notification.
That's notification.
Click live.
This non-toxic process
So there we are. All right. Now, is there anything there?
Subscribed.
No, it'll be right next to. Here we'll show if you're watching it on your phone, Doris. There is
30 seconds.
Probably a button or something that says subscribe on it.
Yeah.
So yeah, usually it sort of looks like a button.
Yep.
Special thanks to Cypress Roofing, Diamond W Specialties, Ameritex Flags and Flagpoles, State Air Heating and Cooling, and Alamo Market and Lockers. Without them and you, our extended radio family, none of this would have been possible. So, from the entire Ranch Radio team, thank you.
The Hill Country Patriot.
All right, folks, Doris is watching on her TV. Answer another question. No, there is no cost. And Doris, I think when our program is over today and you go back a step or whatever, you should see the symbol for the show, not the individual programs. I'm not quite sure how to explain it, but there will be, at some point, you will hopefully see a subscribe button, and all you have to do is click on that. Thank you, Doris. All right, so we're going to talk about going to the Capitol. If you're coming from the Hill Country, and let's assume you're coming from the Hill Country, let's start by giving them directions to the Capitol. Would that be kind of smart?
Well, are you talking about like driving directions?
Like driving directions.
Well, you're talking to the wrong person.
Okay.
I'm not sure what that exit is. I can't remember the name of it.
Here's the way I go. Here's the way I go. When I get into Austin, I head up Mopac, and that's coming from the west. All right, so that's coming from the Hill Country. So I'm taking 290 into town, and I get onto Mopac. All right, and I go north on Mopac, and I take the Enfield exit. Enfield.
That's correct. That's the one I can't ever remember.
And so basically you're going down, you're going up Mopac. If north is up, you're headed up North Pac. And did I say that right? Mopac. You're heading north. Yeah. Woo! You're heading north up Mopac.
That's correct.
And you're going to cross the river. It's a big river, or it's a lake. It's a lake and a river.
Yeah,
you cross the lake/river, and the first exit after the river is the downtown exit. It's like 5th, I think it's like 5th and Cesar Chavez or something like that. Now, you can take that one if you want to, and then drive up Congress and stop at every single light all the way up Congress.
I wouldn't.
But you got a great view of the Capitol the whole time you're headed up there, right?
Yeah.
Okay, but don't do that. Don't go through downtown. Go north of the Capitol. Head up to Enfield, Enfield. Enfield is the next exit. And go to the right. Now, Enfield magically turns into 15th Street once you start getting into town. Enfield magically turns into 15th. Well, the Capitol is between 11th and 15th, all right? So you'd be coming in from the north end. And so once you get onto Enfield and you wind your way around, it becomes 15th, and before long you'll realize you're between the Capitol and the University of Texas. Between UT and the Capitol, and you will start seeing signs, and you'll look for the Capitol visitors parking lot signs. You'll start seeing them. They'll appear on the right. You actually got to drive quite a way through. You're almost going to the east end of downtown, so you're kind of cutting through all of downtown on Enfield.
Right.
And once you'll see Capitol visitors parking lot, and you'll turn right, and it's down about 2 blocks. But again, there's all kinds of signage there. Now, to park all day in the Capitol, it costs $7. This year, I don't think you're going to have to worry about not having a parking place in the Capitol. I think it's going to be very easy. When we really get to going, I'll give you some advice on alternate parking. But right now, you need to start with and just park in the Capitol Visitors parking lot. By the way, there's some amazing tools on the interwebs for finding your way around.
Right.
What's that commercial on TV right now? If you printed out your map to get here today, then you're a little bit old. I used to always do that, print my maps out. So anyway, you get to the Capitol, and you get parked, and you go in. Let's talk about some more practical things. The Capitol is a large property. Angela, take off from there.
It's huge. It's beautiful. The parking is close, but it's within walking distance, I should say. But there is going to be a considerable amount of walking. So get there. We really talk to people, and we really want you guys to dress comfortable. That does not mean dress outside of looking professional.
Right.
You are there to do business with the legislators. They represent you. They are your employees. And as employer, You need to present yourself as such.
Yeah.
And I see a little bit of everything up there. I'm not going to say we don't, and I'm not going to say that we're judging anybody by the way they dress. But I would say that if you want to command the audience that you're talking to, you might consider your appearance.
Being taken seriously.
Yes.
Being taken seriously. It's
Yes.
a matter of being taken seriously. Listen, I'm a guy that lives in shorts and T-shirts that my wife wish I would just throw out, but they're so comfortable. I live that way. I love it, and I hate shaving, and so I've always got some kind of growth on my face. But before, and I'll be this evening, I will shave, I will clean up, I will get my dress clothes out. You know, I doubt I'll put a tie on. I haven't worn a tie very often to the Capitol. I won't wear one. It's not necessary, but I will put on a dress shirt and a sports jacket, or a suit coat.
Yeah,
I mean,
men should wear a sports coat.
A sports coat, absolutely, the very least.
Yes.
Here is another. So dress for business, because that's what you're up there. This is serious. You're not a tourist.
Right.
You're not a tourist. Here's one of the other tips. I just put it on the screen there. Angela, what does that say?
Do not wear fancy high heels. And I'll just you wear what you're comfortable in. I'm very comfortable in a low-heeled shoe, but wear a comfortable shoe, something that you can walk around in for hours on end. And you don't want to get there and be miserable. So.
Absolutely. And listen, this is from years of experience. So you can laugh at us, you can say, yeah, whatever, and learn for yourself. But I can't tell you how many times I've warned about the shoes the ladies wear and then gone up there with a group of women, and one of them is like, oh my goodness, I didn't know we were going to be walking this much.
Yes, right.
Yes, it's a huge grounds. You're going to be walking a lot. So make sure your shoes are comfortable. So those are some of the practical things. Now, the committees, what our most effective time, I believe, not most effective, we think it's very important that people testify in front of committee hearings. That is really one of the most important things we do up there.
Yes.
However, the committees in the House have not been formed yet. So, Angela, why in the world would we want to go to the Capitol tomorrow? We don't even have any committees formed. So why are we going up there tomorrow? What's the purpose of going up now?
Well, let me just tell you what I've been telling our focus groups. Not only are we going to help you with logistics, we are going to make sure that you go to your legislator's office and you are going to meet their staff. Because it's a bit slow right now, you might see your legislator. You might, and a lot of times we do. We'll probably see Kyle, but you will definitely need to meet the staff, because just put yourself in your legislator's shoes. They are there for only 150 days, and they've got a lot to get done during that time. So that's not the time when you're going to be seeing them that much. You should be seeing your legislator when they're not working the session.
Right.
When they are running for office, you should be meeting them and working with them and that whole thing. So we're going to get there, and I boiled it down to the three most important: the receptionist, the chief of staff, and the legislative director. We call him Ledge for short, legislative director. The chief of staff manages the office and the staff and the comings and goings of the representative. The legislative director is the person who manages the legislation, and they are the person who should know where the representative stands on policy. If you want to know where your representative stands on constitutional carry, you should be talking to the legislative director.
Right.
Period. Don't talk to the receptionist, who you are going to meet and make friends with, because they're probably the most friendly in the office. But they, right? I mean, they are.
They are. They put
are,
the sweetest, friendliest, loveliest face right up there up front.
That's their job.
To throw you off your game when you walk in.
Exactly. That's their job. You're there, though, to talk to the appropriate people, and you want to make sure you talk to the legislative director. So we're going to make sure you meet those three people. If you are,
Can I interrupt you
yes,
there?
Please.
The ledge director representatives in the lower house, I guess we call it that here, the lower house and the House of Representatives, they usually only have one legislative director. Your senators now will normally have more than one legislative director. It may be 2, it may be 3, but they tend to specialize in certain areas. And so it's real important to, you said the chief of staff.
Yes.
The chief of staff is the one who's running around keeping everything in line.
That's correct.
And so they're going to know all the answers. And so the chief of staff, you might say, all right, how many ledge directors do you have? What do they specialize in? But all of these are important relationships to build. The gal, and it usually is a young lady who meets you at the reception desk. Very important to be on good terms with her or him, and so that you can at least know you're not going to be mean to them, but you want to get past them as soon as possible. You want to get past them as soon as possible. And so very often if we go up, when we know we're going to be there all day, if you go up and they'll say, well, the chief of staff's not in here right now, you can say, well, is there a time I can meet with them today? I'm going to be here all day. I'm not leaving till 3 or 3:30, whatever your time is you're going to leave, or 4. And you say, I'm going to be here all day. Is there a time we could get with them? And so you can meet with the chief of staff, the legislative director there. And these relationships are important. And let me tell you why. There's a lot of people that go up to the Capitol during session once. Tons of them.
Yes.
Thousands and thousands of them that go to the Capitol once, whether it's because of the association they're with, or if it's Nurses Day and they're a nurse, or if it's White Coat Day and they wear a white coat, or whatever it is. We go up there all the time. And so the idea of getting to know them is they'll realize you're more serious than the guy who shows up once a year.
That's correct.
And that you really mean it, dadgummit, and you really mean it, and you are going to come back. That's why we build these relationships. Right. So, because they're going to take you as a one-off or a one-of, because that's just the way most people are. Mm-hmm. And so until you get to know them, show them you're serious, show them you're ready and willing to work for them and with them, then those are the relationships you need to build in the early part of the session. Folks, we're going to take a short break, and I'm going to tell you a little bit about what tomorrow is going to look like up at the Capitol. Yes, you can still go with us to the Capitol tomorrow. All right. Got some watchers on there. Thank you, guys.
Yeah, thank you.
Appreciate it. Make sure and subscribe. I hope you figured it out, Doris. It is kind of cool to watch it on the big TV, though, isn't it, Doris? So, and we'll try working on some lighting in here. We'll get one of those lights that puts little circles in our eyes. Okay. Have you seen those pictures? Oh, my goodness. I always thought they were weird. It's why do they have a white circle in their eyes? And it's that round lighting.
Okay.
It's a light ring.
Right. Truck was in the middle of the road and it was coming at her. Affidavits say Schassler encouraged the employee to lie to police.
That's Bob. Bob says, don't put me on there. But notice his lighting is perfect over there.
Of course.
Look at that. His lighting is perfect. And look, here we are in the shadows. All right, I don't know what to do. Maybe
because I am the real star of the show.
Maybe if we put up a white. See, if I put up something white, that helps. But just for a little bit. Well, I don't know. I'll figure it out. I'm just happy it's up on the air, because if you remember last Monday, we thought it was up and it wasn't up, and so we're making progress one step at a time. So what time are you planning on being at the Capitol tomorrow
morning? We'll be there at 10.
You'll be there at 10.
Leaving
Okay.
at 8.
All right.
Leaving at 8 from the Stagecoach stop.
Stagecoach.
Yes.
Credit Union on Junction Highway.
I probably shouldn't ask you this live since I don't know the answer. Are you going to be sort of helping with carpooling, or?
Yes. The email has gone out to all of our focus groups.
Okay.
All of our focus group leaders, I should say. They are handling it how they want, how they wish. And then we have some other people that have been invited, or we just let them know. We thought maybe we would go with our focus groups tomorrow and get them started and bring along anybody else that wanted to go, and then just see how that goes from there, since it's our first day out.
Right.
And we don't know, to be honest with you, we think we have an idea of what to expect tomorrow with testing and masking and all of that business. But we thought we might get there and test that out a bit too. They say that face masks are required, but that testing is not. They may be testing, but it's not required. That's what I've read. I do not expect to have any trouble with that because I'm not going to be tested. I am suggesting to everyone that they bring their medical exemption card if you have one, so that you're exempt from wearing a mask.
We'll talk about that.
Okay, good.
North Park, Lincoln, just a short drive from Kerrville to north central San Antonio. Good morning. As a cold front pushes through the region, cloud cover will gradually move out. A clearing sky with sunshine this afternoon in the hill country. Our high in the mid to upper 60s in Kerrville and Harper. A clear sky tonight. Our low in the low to mid 40s. And then for Tuesday, sunny and a bit warmer with a high 70. Cooler Wednesday and 58. I'm meteorologist Ann Holiday. The Hill Country Patriot.
All right, folks, we are back. Yes, Doris just said her and her husband are driving up tomorrow. We're looking forward to seeing you. Angela, during the break, talking to our YouTube audience, said she's going to be arriving with her group at 10 o'clock. At the Capitol. I'm going to be in the parking lot on the top level of the parking lot by probably 10 till 9. I'll be doing my radio program. I'll be phoning it in tomorrow, Bob. I'll be phoning it in tomorrow and doing my radio program from the top level of the parking lot. After which, at 10 o'clock, of course, it's snap everything closed, and I'll walk over to the Capitol. Now, let's talk about getting in. And you see if you're watching on YouTube, we've got a banner across there at the bottom that says Capitol Tip. Do not ask if you need to be tested to get into the Capitol. All right? Don't ask anybody. First of all the entrances are closed.
That's correct, except what, the north
entrance. The north entrance is the only entrance that's open. Now, when you get around to the north entrance, there is a line. There might be a line that's forming behind the tent. All right, north of the tent, there might be a line there. If you walk there are people that go to the Capitol, that go in and out of the Capitol all the time, and so they know that they know that they're just going to walk into those doors, right?
That's correct.
I'm trying to figure out how this is, but they have folks that the staffers, even the representatives themselves, if they want to go out to the chili parlor, they usually have their own basement exit if they're driving. But if they're walking out to meet somebody or something, they're going to go in and out that north door, and they're not going to stand in line, and they're not going to wander around like they don't know what they're doing. And I'm not quite sure how to express this. Angela, maybe you can come up with a way of putting it. You guys, when we were told we were being tested 2 weeks ago, you and I believe, I can't remember who you were with, but four others. And instead of wandering up to the north side and looking around and asking which line,
as if I didn't know where
as
to
if
go.
you didn't know where to go, what did you do? You guys went up to the doors?
We went up the ramps, the wheelchair ramps, walked over with our concealed carry license,
LTC license to carry.
Which gets you in much quicker. You do not have to go through the metal detector, and we just kept walking.
Just walk in.
Yeah.
Here's what I'm telling you to do. Even if this is your first time to ever go to the Capitol, pretend like you've been in and out of that door 15 times already today. So you're going to go around to the north and just walk up to the doors. Don't look over at the lines. Don't look over at the tent. Don't make eye contact with anybody.
Yes. Think. I need to be somewhere now.
Right. And behave as if you're walking into a meeting and
yes.
you need to get there. Just walk up to those doors and walk in.
Yes.
Now, the first thing you're going to see is a security. At that point, nobody I know has been asked at the security if they tested. Nobody I know has been asked there.
I don't know of anyone either.
So, see, you've already bypassed the testing. That's a done deal. So you walk in that door in the north, and if you don't have your LTC, then it's like going to the airport, but not quite as bad. But you have to send your belongings through the X-ray machine, walk through the little rectangular magic box that lets you know that you have a belt on, and sometimes they wand you, and just smile and say, thank you for doing your job.
Right.
Now, if you have your Texas license to carry, and I'm going to be very specific, it must be Texas. We do have reciprocating laws. We do recognize the license to carry of, I believe, something like 25 or 30 states. However, at the Capitol, that doesn't do it. At the Capitol, you can use the carry line. It's on the left-hand side, or it always has been in the past, of every security area. So you walk over to the left, you have your Texas license to carry out, you scan it, and you keep moving.
Right.
I mean, it's that simple.
Right.
And so we've encouraged people since last session to get your LTC. So that's getting into the building. Now, once you're in there, we understand, and I was one of the people who just said, I'm not going in on opening day. I just didn't go in. I didn't want to do it. And I was up there protesting that the Capitol was not completely open, so I felt kind of silly going in. And so I didn't go in, but I understand from several people about masks. Tell us what y'all experienced with the masks in the building.
Well, when I went over to when I took my LTC in, I did not have a mask on. No one asked me about a mask. I was allowed in, and I just kept going. Another friend of mine had to go through the metal detector, and they questioned her about her mask. And she has a medical exemption card, and she pulled it out, and they took a look at it, and then the supervisor took a look at it and just told her to keep it available, and she was allowed to keep moving. So that was our experience.
So that was so basically, in that seems like some kind of form or some kind of, I've seen placards of it on the internet. Is that something you can just download and print out?
It depends.
Okay.
I'm not positive about that. I have one. Just to let you know, if you have one, you cannot be questioned about your medical condition.
Yes, they can't.
That is a
violation of the Americans with Disabilities Act.
Yes, so they cannot be questioning you if you have such a document.
And I'm not even sure, I'm not one here to cause problems, but I'm not even sure you have to have a document. Just tell them I can't wear a mask.
That's correct, Matt. I'm not sure that you do either.
Just tell them I can't wear a mask. I can't wear a mask. I have a medical reason for not wearing a mask, and they're not allowed to ask you what the medical reason is. Think of this as parking in a blue parking space at the grocery store. You hang up your little blue thing, you get out. I have personally, there have been times I've kind of looked at someone walking up there and I'm thinking, they don't look very disabled to me. Isn't that right? You're thinking, man, that must be nice. Park right up front and walk right in. You know, I mean, if you're getting out in a cane or a wheelchair or something, or, you know, you got one eye covered in a patch, or, you know,
Right.
you're missing three, you know, both your legs and one arm. I mean, I get it, but how many times have you pulled up and seen someone pull in there and get out and they seem perfectly healthy to
Right.
you? Well, you know what? It's none of your business how they
That's
got
right.
that blue card.
Yep.
And nobody has a right to ask them. The store can't go out and say, hey, why did you park in that spot? You don't look very disabled. What's your disability?
Right.
They can't do that.
That's right.
And so if you just, at the Capitol, see, we don't have any blue tags to wear around your neck, but it is a violation of the Americans with Disabilities Act to ask you what your issue is. Just say, I can't wear a mask for medical reasons, and that can be and that cannot even be a lie. My medical reason is a psychological one. My psychology says I can't put that mask on because it is conforming to something I do not believe is true. So I guess I could call that a psychological order or disorder. Disorder. All right. So they don't get to ask you about that. So I would, again, wear your mask if you want to, and if you don't want to, be ready to tell some people why.
Right.
You may be denied entrance into some places.
That is correct. We have already been to Representative Kyle Biederman's office, and there's not any problems at all. If your House representative is different, you might give them a call today and ask them what their requirements are. And I will be also calling today to see if an appointment needs to be set up with our senator, or how that's going to work. I'm going to be finding out today.
All right, sweet.
So,
we're going to go in and see Dawn Buckingham
We're gonna
tomorrow.
try to, yes.
Go in and
Yes.
try to see her. I want to meet her chief of staff.
Yes.
Had a good visit with him on the phone. But again, talking about building those relationships, that's what we'll be doing up there tomorrow.
Right.
What other cool thing will we be doing tomorrow at the Capitol?
Well, Representative Kyle Biederman is filing his bill so that we can get a referendum placed on the November ballot. I believe it would be the November ballot, am I correct?
That's right, that's right.
To ask Texans if they are ready to
Make a plan.
look into, start the discussion of Texas.
Of secession of the state of Texas.
Yes.
And so we're going to help. He's going to file that bill tomorrow. We're going to answer a lot of questions on this, folks. Let me be real clear right up front. If this gets on the ballot in November and 50% plus one vote to pass that, does not mean that referendum, it does not mean that on November 4th we're a free and independent country with all kinds of issues. That's not what it means.
It most certainly does not. And you guys, I know a lot of you have a lot of questions about that. And this is what this referendum is all about. It's starting the process of answering those questions, of negotiating the issues, and just moving that ball down the field to see how far it will go.
Right.
That's
all it is.
That's all it is.
And so,
if you've looked at what's going on in Washington, D.C. in the last 7 days, you might wonder, if you weren't a part of the union, would you want to be?
There you go. That's it.
I'm not sure that Texas would volunteer for that.
Yeah, right. That's one of the questions
sure.
I'm going to ask. If Texas were a free and independent country today,
yes,
and everything else was as it is today.
As it is today.
So we look around the country, we see all the insanity that's going on in the United States, and Texas is a free and independent country, and we were invited to join the union today as it is. Would you be happy joining the union? I don't know, man.
None of my friends would be. No.
How much I would be saying, well, how much of that debt should we be taking on?
Yes.
And I mean, that would be one of my questions. So we're going to join, and as soon as we join, we're going to have a couple of $1 trillion in debt that we're now helping responsible to pay for.
My kids, my grandkids, your grandkids, yes.
Right. All right, folks, we need to take a short break. I do have a little, someone sent me, Jeff sent me a little thing about about refusing to wear. Oh, this has to do with the COVID. All right, folks, we're going to take a break. We will be right back.
Hey, Matt, I wanted to say to everyone out there that if you have a Fredericksburg Tea Party shirt, please wear it tomorrow. That way we will be...
What we're hearing out here, hold on, just what we're hearing out here, can that be turned down? Yeah, there we go.
Yeah, what I was going to say is that if you're watching and you're going to be going tomorrow, please wear your Fredericksburg Tea Party shirt. That way we will be easily recognized and recognizable. We'd like for our representatives to start recognizing us when we're there, like when we're just walking down the hallway. They just look over, they're going to see that color, they're going to see the folks together, they're going to know immediately, oh, there's Fredericksburg Tea Party today, instead of us just blending into the crowd.
And it's not a t-shirt.
No, it's not. Did I say
T-shirt?
You
it's
might
a
have.
Shirt. It's a very dressy, nice looking
yes.
shirt, and
collared, long
yep.
sleeve, short sleeve, whatever you have, whatever you ordered and have received. If you have not gotten one yet, I think Mike Belsick may have a little handful of them on him tomorrow.
There you go.
And I'm not going to say a bunch of them. I'm just going to say a few.
All right.
Can you say that? Can you say, look for the teal green shirts that we're going to be wearing there in the rotunda? If you're meeting us, you can.
Okay.
You can find us by looking for our shirts.
Okay.
Here we go.
We don't have a code on, I guess, but.
Mama told me not to come.
Yeah.
Watch for us. We have these really nice dressy teal. I guess teal is the right word.
I think it's teal.
You think it's teal? It's greenish green, blue green,
yeah.
something like that.
Yeah.
Shirt. And it's got our Fredericksburg Tea Party teacup on it. It looks really cool and has a name on it. It's a little bit nicer than a bowling shirt.
Yes.
And it has nothing sewn on no symbols on the back
Not
of
yet.
it. But look for us, not yet, she says. Look for us in those jackets and or in those nice shirts. So what was I going to talk about? Oh, I know. We're going to talk about the what we're doing at the Capitol tomorrow. So we're building relationships where we are finding our way around the building. We are going to help. Kyle is going to go down and file the bill on the referendum to get the process going of looking into. And I mean, this is one of those. You know, we have this saying in Texas. I'm fixing to do this.
Yeah.
I'm fixing to do that. What this is a referendum that says we're fixing to get ready to talk about how the process of what it would take to create our own country.
That's correct.
Let's just say, let me just give you an idea. If this were to pass, all right, by 50% plus one of the population of the state of Texas, then what would happen would begin to looking into what that would look like and how it would work.
Right.
It's not saying for sure we're going to exit.
That's right.
It's not saying that for sure. But it is. Let's just take a fair look at this. Is this the right thing to do?
Right.
And I have been, Angela. You know me. I have been pushing these Texas guys off.
No, you know me.
Oh yeah.
I felt exactly the same way as you have, Matt. Exactly the same way.
For several years,
yes.
They would come up and say, "Hey, we want the Texas to secede," and both of us would go, "No, not interested."
Which tells you that the organization that has been working on this is not brand new. This is not a very brand new. It didn't just pop up because we have this new administration. This discussion has been going on for some time. So it is organized and educated on the issues and how we might handle some of them. So we've got a good start, but it's just an organization now outside of Texas government, and we need Texas government to get involved now and take it to the next level.
Yeah, these guys got started, I believe, in the mid to late 90s, and so they've been around close to 25 years right now. And they have every single question you could possibly have on Texit. Even some of the ones that I thought were silly. They have those questions up there along with answers.
Right.
I'm not sure. I disagree with some of their answers to some of the questions. I think one of the points they said was, well, look what it took for Great Britain to leave the EU, and somehow compare that. I think that's apples and oranges, personally. I really do. That's apples and oranges. That we have been an integral part of this country for 125, 150 years now. So it's not like, hey, we formed this little club 6 years ago and we want out. This is very serious. Nobody's looking at this lightly. Nobody is looking at this lightly. I think some of the bystanders who don't know are looking at it very lightly, who don't know the details. By the way, I'm going to go ahead and tell you the website to get all your answers, TNM.me, M-E. TNM, so that's Texas Nationalist Movement, TNM.me, as in you and me. All right, M-E. I know it's weird, but that's what it is, TNM.me, and they have that long list of questions. So, back to the Capitol on Tuesday. If you meet us at the Capitol tomorrow, we're going to be in the Rotunda between 10:15 and 10:30. We'll hang out there, we'll wait. Just to let you know, it is many parts of the Capitol cell service is really not that good. Plus the acoustics of the Capitol grounds. I'll have my phone in my breast pocket of my jacket, and I won't hear it. I won't hear the texts. I won't hear my phone going off. And so, unfortunately, texting and calling each other in the Capitol, you can try it, but it doesn't always work really well. So, but you can try it if you want to. I'm going to try some new tricks this year. I may put an earbud in one ear and kind of keep in touch with my phone like that. Angela, what else are we missing at the Capitol tomorrow? I'm not sure if the lunchroom is open. Actually,
I believe it is.
It is?
It is, but it's much different than we've been used to.
Okay.
Way different. I was just going to say that every trip is different, and they're fluid. We definitely have some idea of what we're going to be doing that day, but a lot of times we get there, and that's what makes them so much more fun, is that something's going to come up new, and we're going to go, oh my gosh, we need to take it. We need to address that today, and we will. So there may be a a lot of times there's a press conference going on.
That we didn't know about.
We didn't necessarily know about, because these things just pop up. Listen, during the session, there is nothing that is easily planned. Like, I'm going to give you 2 weeks to plan for this even. This is something you need to just dive into and let it wrap itself around you for the short period of time and be able to go with the organics of it. These press conferences are great to go to. These bill filing photo ops, we're going to have appointments with authors of bills when we need to. There's going to be lots of different things that go on, and every Tuesday, as long as we're going on Tuesdays, is going to be different.
Yeah, that's right. And another thing that just popped into my head is very often you'll run into somebody in the hall who you realize is working on the very same thing you're working on, and they go, we need to get together. How long are you here today?
Of networking.
And so you get that networking. It's very important to be open to meeting people, to be working with new people, because if you find someone on your side who's up there fighting alongside you, and if you can coordinate with them, very often it'll be like you run into...
It's a game changer.
It's a game changer, yeah. And so be fluid, be ready, be flexible, be ready to do whatever. Meet us in the Rotunda tomorrow.
We're looking forward to it.
In the Rotunda between 10:15 and 10:30 Folks, we'll see you on the radio tomorrow. Thanks.
See you tomorrow.
All right, there we go. Sweet, Bob. Thank you, sir.
Have it help.
Thank you very much. I'm going to take us off the air. And by the way, thank you for whoever's watching out there and paying attention. We appreciate it.
Great to have you on.
And I'm glad we made it on the air.
I know.
Today.
Awesome.
This is right.
Awesome.
We'll work on our lighting or something. I don't know. We'll see how that goes. There may be most Monday mornings where we may not even want good light. I've had some.
I was feeling like that this morning, Matt, to be honest with you.
Okay, so there you go. We've figured that one out. We are going to end this broadcast, and it will be there for later for your viewing pleasure or tell your friends about. Thanks again.
Have a great day.